Hey everyone, today I'm taking a look at Among the Innocent, a Stricken tale, a first-person adventure game from South African developer 0 Degrees Games. The game opens with a narrated sequence setting the scene of the player character, Peter York, in an argument with his girlfriend. He leaves on his motorcycle to clear his head in the South African countryside when he takes a turn on a back road and finds himself trapped by a landslide. He soon finds an abandoned homestead, and this is where the game begins. Normally I would talk more about the plot, but honestly it's revealed and pieced together so carefully I think spoiling any of it here would take away a lot of the game's impact. In a way, you are dropped into the middle of a mystery. You're not quite sure how it started or how it's going to end, but each puzzle you solve reveals a new clue or part of the story. It really feels like a treasure hunt where the treasure is the next revelation or twist in the plot. I want to be really careful about using this comparison, but it reminds me of Firewatch in the way that things you learn about often take on a greater significance than you realized later on. I would like to make it clear I definitely mean it reminds me of Firewatch in terms of pacing, not the direction or path the story takes. In a way it's sort of the opposite of Firewatch in that regard, but I'll leave it at that. Gameplay wise, you have this sort of adventure sandbox where you have to solve puzzles that vary from standard inventory object puzzles to interacting with mechanical equipment, deciphering clues from notes and more. It's a really nice variety of different things to do. It's not just collecting an item from point A and taking it to point B, and just like the plot, the puzzles are really nicely paced. You're never given too many of the same kind in a row so you don't get bored of them, and you kind of feel like you're getting to work different parts of your brain. The difficulty also scales really well. The first few puzzles are pretty simple and get you moving around the map, learning about key locations and making a mental note of areas you'll need to come back to later. Then once you're familiar with the environment and how the basic gameplay works, the puzzles get exponentially more difficult. Honestly, the last 2 or 3 easily took me as long as the rest of the game up until that point, but while they were extremely challenging, I still wouldn't say they were unfair, just really difficult. I've played a lot of modern adventure games recently, many by newer developers, and the trend I find is that they are often so focused on the story they want to tell that they don't think about how to tell it through the game. They just want to tell the story. So it was really refreshing to see a level of restraint in Among the Innocent, with the developer letting the gameplay take the lead. Perhaps a little too much restraint in that the ending kinda comes out of nowhere and doesn't really resolve the story that I had become most invested in at all. But the game is the first in a planned series of 5, so maybe I should have seen that coming. If you're looking for a few hours of classic, challenging adventure game puzzles with a real treasure hunt adventure sort of feel to it and don't mind a real cliffhanger ending, Among the Innocent, a Stricken tale is a very impressive debut for micro-dev 0 Degrees Games and definitely has me looking forward to what comes next. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more gameplay of Among the Innocent, you can check out my Let's Play, or if you're just in an adventure game mood and looking for something a bit different, maybe check out my review of Maze, a similar sort of first-person adventure game about sentient corn, which I think definitely qualifies as a bit different. If you liked or disliked this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit the appropriate button below. I focused on pacing a lot in this one, as it was really what stood out to me after playing the game, and didn't talk so much about graphics or gameplay because I felt that kind of spoke for itself from the video. So if that's the kind of approach you like from an indie game review, I would love if you considered subscribing, as it helps me out a lot. I got a really great response to my last review of Detention, and that really meant the world to me. So thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.